I just started listening to Florence Given's new podcast, Exactly. And she has an amazing guest and they talk about sex. And I think the whole first part of the season is about sex, so tune in and I'm sure there will be more great topics. I just love women empowering women, or queer people empowering each other, just minorities empowering each other, and also just empowering yourself and choosing for yourself who to spend your time with, what to consume on the internet. Your surroundings can really define you and you choose your surroundings. 12 o'clock, midday? Yeah, it's bird noises. Well, I'm aware that not everybody can always choose all of their surroundings. Sometimes there are people in your life that you can't get rid of or that you can't really distance yourself from, especially maybe if you're still at a young age and you live at home and you just can't leave in this moment. But then I still think there's a lot you can do within your mind, the things you tell yourself. You don't have to take everything in that the people around you tell you if it's not good for you. You can be like, okay, no, here's my barrier, my mental barrier, and I'm not gonna let this change me in a bad way. But I will let the positive things that I lean to because I want to, that those things should define me more. Do you know what I'm saying? While thinking about that, something came up, and that is me thinking about my childhood and also my teenage years. Not so much my childhood, more my teenage years, and maybe also young adulthood, which I'm still in, but things are changing a little by now because I'm more secure with myself, but let's get to that later. What I wanted to say is that I mostly had female friends. My friend group, my safe space, and that's a huge point, was 99% female. And I always considered that not a weakness, but something that made me less cool, because usually the cool girls in school also had a lot of male friends. But I didn't, and most of my girl friends didn't either. Now looking back, I obviously know we were the coolest gang anyways. No, everybody has their good points and maybe not so good points, or things you should work on. But what I know is that we cared about each other, we cared about the environment, and we were probably some of the first to think about topics like feminism and stuff like that within not our school, but just the bigger peer group. Also now talking about the girls that I wasn't friends with. I have to say I got along with most of them, so it wasn't we didn't have enemy groups or something. But we, our friend group was considered the ökos, which basically means the ecological group, which was definitely not meant in a positive way. And I think it's so funny looking back because considering the world at the moment and everything going on, climate change and that stuff, we realized something really important just earlier than them, which does not make us better people, but it just makes the fact that they thought we were less cool because of it a bit funny to me now. We didn't care much about it back then, but I remember certain situations where it did hurt us, because for example, for me personally, I wore a dress once where a guy, you shouldn't care about guys' comments about your appearance, obviously, but I knew it, but it still affected me. And the fact that I can still remember just shows what negative words can do. And he just made a negative comment about the dress looking like something you should only sleep in, or being very childish or öko. There we go again with that word. Yeah, and I heard that a few times about clothing of mine, which I loved before those comments, but kind of stopped wearing after that, or only wore in other situations. And it actually made me think about those things differently. So I did let those comments get to me to a certain extent. I'm kind of glad that I always had quite some self-confidence. Not in the extent I have now, but I did still have more self-confidence, which in the end I think also led to more people respecting me and my interests, and even if they were öko or like caring about stuff they thought was not so cool, because I was very convinced that it was a good thing and I got more confident about it, they started to accept it. Also, like with this YouTube channel, in the beginning I didn't want anyone to find out. Then people started to find out, and I think maybe some people talked behind my back, possible, but I think also quite a lot of people thought it was a brave thing to do and therefore respected me. So yeah. Okay, so I just got interrupted, so now I'm in my room and I just wanted to wrap up this story because it's not leading to like a specific point, it's more like a lot of thoughts that are connected and that I wanted to share. But one thing I do want to come back to is the fact that I thought only having female friends wasn't so cool, or that it's something you should change. Because by now I noticed that surrounding myself with females, mostly or only, was maybe a subconscious decision to empower myself and to empower each other. Because surrounding yourself with beautiful, strong, brave, creative women, so many more words, positive words would describe them well, but let's leave it there. It really leads to finding yourself in a beautiful way, connecting with yourself in a way that men can't teach you. Not because men are bad or anything, just because we have like a construct in society and we are all brought up in specific ways. And sometimes I feel like women need each other to have this safe space to actually explore and find out who they are without men, to then connect with men in a healthy way. That's just what I found. And yeah, I also noticed that most of the men I did connect with while growing up were queer, or turned out to be queer in the end. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, just a few thoughts on that. And I just noticed that my connections with men, when I get to know them now, are so much better than they were as a teenager, because I'm very confident with myself, and I definitely don't need their approval. And that's just like a really calming feeling, you know? Those thoughts came to my head. I wanted to share them. Thanks for listening to me. And now I'm going to walk towards the inner city to buy some skincare products, because I'm in my hometown for much longer than I intended to, which means my skincare products are slowly, you know, I almost used everything. And I also might buy some more nail polish, because I only have a few colors here. I actually got the Pleasing set by Harry Styles, and this is the pinkish color. I love this design, and I tried so many designs with the colors in that set already. In the end, it is black and white and clear and pink polish, so the options are limited color-wise. You can still try different designs, but when I'm working a lot, I don't have time for like super creative designs, so I like to change it up color-wise. And I actually got a red nail polish for Christmas, and I wore that a lot already as well. So now I'm looking to maybe buy a green or a blue one, because you can see I also like light blue. I also have this in green, so maybe something that matches this, although this is a great match too. Yeah. See you then.